Welcome back. Still 100 points lower on the index, still trying to find some support at that 25,000 mark for the Nifty. And this is despite some positive news that came in earlier in the morning, and that came in from HSBC, because HSBC upgraded the Indian markets earlier in the day. They upgraded it to an overweight compared to their earlier stance of neutral. And this comes just 8 months after they had downgraded the Indian markets in January of this year, citing growth and slow growth and higher valuations. Now, for the sensex, they are projecting a target of 93,000 by the end of 2026, which means around about a 13% upside from the current levels for the sensex. Now, what HSBC is mentioning that India is Asia's quiet corner in comparison to the crowded trades that you're seeing in Korea and Taiwan. And that justifies this premise as well, because if you take a look at the returns that the markets of these indices have delivered on a year-to-date basis, the KOSPI on a year-to-date basis is up 45%. This is before going into today's trading session. The Taiwanese index, which is the TAIEX, is up almost 15%. The Chinese, the benchmark, the CSI 300, that index is up close to 19 to 20%. And in comparison to that, the Sensex is up only 4.5% on a year-to-date basis. And this is the underperformance that the Indian markets have had compared to Korea and Taiwan and China, all this on a year-to-date basis so far. And what HSBC goes on to say is that despite this underperformance, the local investors are the ones that have remained resilient despite this continued FII outflows that you've seen. They also go on to say that earnings expectations, they can still fall a little further, although one of the key reasons why they downgraded India the last time around, which is the valuations, they are no longer a concern. And the fact that the government policy, the multiple reforms that have been announced, the income tax cuts, the GST reforms, they are now turning into a positive factor for the Indian equity markets. They also go on to say that most foreign funds remain lightly positioned, something that you heard from Mahesh Nandurkar as well last week when he spoke to us, and he mentioned that around 67% of the foreign funds currently remain underweight on India. So that is another factor that HSBC has highlighted. Among their top sectoral allocations, financials, industrials and consumer discretionary remain the top three, and among their largest holdings, of course, the largest heavyweights, be it HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries and ICICI Bank. So a positive trigger coming in, but the market's not reacting to that. But HSBC has upgraded India, saying that valuations are no longer a concern.
Okay, thank you very much for that.